We finally have a big name with this P. Diddy case. Jay-Z. Now, allegedly, Jay-Z and P. Diddy essayed a 13-year-old girl. There's a lot more to this story, and we're going to get right into this. Stick around.
We have quite the updates for you in the Sean Combs story. Jay-Z has just been named in a lawsuit as the previously unidentified celebrity who allegedly raped a 13-year-old girl. Also, the ex-wife of an NHL player has been revealed as another Combs accuser, and the back and forth between prosecutors and Combs lawyers continues. We're going to break it all down for you right now. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber.
What's up, Jesse Weber?
I'll be the first to tell you, it can be hard to keep track of all of the updates that are happening in the Sean Diddy Combs legal saga. There are a lot of moving parts. It's happening really fast, especially recently. So what we figured we would do is compile a list of some of the major developments that are happening in this story. And remember, this all comes as Sean Combs sits in the Metropolitan Detention Center out in Brooklyn, New York, after being denied bail a third time as he awaits trial next year on sex trafficking, racketeering, and prostitution charges. The man accused of engaging in a scheme going on for years where he allegedly abused, threatened, and coerced women to fulfill his sexual desires and operated a criminal enterprise engaged in all sorts of illicit activity. Prosecutors say that includes sex trafficking, kidnapping, arson, forced labor, obstruction. Now, our first update is massive. This is huge because you remember when there was all this talk about who else could be implicated in these allegations? Who else will be named when it comes to Sean Combs' alleged misdeeds? Well, it turns out
Jay-Z.
One big name has just come to the surface. Jay-Z, Sean Carter, that's right, the rapper and entrepreneur, has just been identified as that unnamed celebrity in a lawsuit that we covered right here on Sidebar a few weeks ago. Actually, he has just been named as a defendant now in that lawsuit. You might recall there was this lawsuit that was filed against Sean Combs back in October, where an unnamed Jane Doe alleges that back on September 7th, 2000, when she was just 13 years old, she was taken to a Video Music Awards, VMA's after party, which was 20 minutes away from the event in New York. And at this party, she claims that she took a drink, she started feeling woozy, lightheaded, she makes the claim that she may have been drugged, and then she tries to find a place to lie down in what she thought was an empty bedroom. She said that is when Sean Combs, along with a male and female celebrity, entered the room. And Combs allegedly grabbed her and said, "You are ready to party." Well, now, Celebrity A, who was that unnamed celebrity, has been identified as Sean Carter. This is a part of a newly filed amended complaint. And it reads, Combs then threw plaintiff toward a wall, causing plaintiff to fall. Plaintiff got up and stumbled, at which point Combs grabbed her again and threw her on the bed. At that point, Carter began removing plaintiff's clothes as she grew more and more disoriented. The complaint says, and I won't get into graphic detail, but Jay-Z raped this teen. And then it goes on to say that Diddy allegedly raped her too, that they took turns. And she claims that she actually fought back, hit Combs in the neck, was able to grab her clothes and run out of the room. Incredibly disturbing allegations. And she is suing both men under the New York Motivated Gender Violence Protection Act, which is a law that has been used by other accusers against Sean Combs. And it allows for someone to sue against their attacker who commits some sort of violent act upon them. It doesn't have to be sexual per se, but it has to be motivated by their gender. And it allows somebody to sue until February 2025. So even older claims, say something from 2000, can be brought forth now. Actually, here's what it says in the complaint. The requirement that the crime of violence be committed because of gender or on the basis of gender and due at least in part to an animus based on the victim's gender is satisfied because defendants Combs and Carter forced minor plaintiff to engage in a sexual interaction without consent. Jane Doe could not effectively consent because of her age. The non-consensual sexual touching of a minor herein presented a serious risk of physical injury and in fact caused such injury. Gender animus inheres when consent is absent.
A minor.
Hey, before we go any further, I want to quickly thank our sponsor, Upside, for helping us produce this Sean Combs episode. Now, Upside is great if you don't know what it is. Player in this incident, but that he could be included in other situations, because at the very beginning of the complaint, it reads, Combs has been allowed for years to conduct himself in this manner without any consequences. He believes he is above the law. He is not. His close friend Sean Carter has been with Combs during many such instances described herein. Both perpetrators must face justice. And the lawsuit also doubles down on how close Combs and Carter are. Because at one point it reads, the two are apparently so close that Combs stated in 2023 that Carter is the only person other than Combs' mother who is allowed to call him by his legal first name of Sean.
This is crazy. These guys are disgusting. I'm not going to watch the whole thing, but the fact that we do have another name is crazy. There's another name, actually, the girl. When does he talk about the girl? Right here.
This included while she allegedly said, stop. And by the way, in the complaint, there were even photos that were embedded. And it was of this woman with a blurred out face. Now it seems to be that was Kane. And she's in this recording studio. In fact, in one photo, she is with Sean Combs sitting on his lap. Now, why was she revealed? The simple answer, the judge overseeing this case forced her to reveal her identity. U.S. District Court Judge Jessica G.L. Clark ruled that Kane couldn't proceed with this case anonymously anymore. And while understanding that revealing her identity could, quote, have significant impact on her, particularly given the graphic and disturbing allegations in this case, Clark also wrote in her order, the court cannot rely on generalized, uncorroborated claims that disclosure would harm plaintiff to justify her anonymity. Without more specific support, plaintiff fails to overcome the prejudice to defendants and public interest factors implicated here. Now, we've seen.
Where is he getting all this information? Like, where do these guys are really good at grabbing info. I'm gonna put a sub here to Law and Crime Network. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think. How dirty are these people?